I'd had my second back surgery about 3 years ago, and it had worked very well for a while, and of course as time went by it was getting worse and worse. Back was giving me more trouble, and it was easier to sit and do nothing than to try to get it resolved. Then I had the neuropathy go down my left leg and into my foot. I probably had that about 6 months when I finally decided something has to give. So that's when I called you guys. Started coming in here for some therapy.
Good deal.
Well, I've heard a lot of people say they go to bed at night and the sheets feel like they weigh a ton, and your feet are just like somebody's stabbing them with needles and pins, and that was happening. And it was just a sensation that was awful. My first visit here with you, where we just kind of talked about what was going on, and then the next time I came, Armin took over, and he got his magic little lacrosse ball out and started working on my left hip, and it was within 5 minutes after he had severely thought he was injuring me that the numbness in that foot left me. I could actually feel that tingle go away. And I thought then, wow, if that's what this is all about, I'm all for it. So.
Good deal.
Well, I don't know that I missed out on a lot. I was in pain constantly. I took a leave to relieve some of that. It'd come and go. It'd get worse and get better, but it wasn't the way I wanted to live the rest of my life. And knowing, I guess, that I needed to get off the backside and go do something rather than sat there and feel sorry for myself. And of course, it wasn't getting any better doing that, so that's when I decided I needed some help and get things ironed out. I had called the, I don't know what was the name of it. It was a new clinic that was supposedly treating neuropathy. And I called them, and of course, first thing they did was took a x-ray to find out what was going on. And in the meantime, I had seen Armin here, and he'd cured the problem before my first visit with him. So when I got to that first appointment, I told the guys what had happened when Armin had worked on my hip so hard that I thought I was going to die, and before 10 minutes was over, that numbness had all gone away from my foot. He said, "We can't do anything for you here. You better stay where you're at." So that's what I did. After my back surgery, they took me directly from the hospital in Yuma to the physical therapy building, and I spent 3 days there before they allowed me to go home. So I kind of knew somewhat about what physical therapy was trying to get done, and I guess I thought, it certainly can't hurt again to try some of that. So that was the reason that I had contacted you folks, was to see what we could do and see if there was a way we could stop that tingling in my foot, and so that was the reason that I came. I was so impressed with Arm that I couldn't believe he could, in that short a time, know exactly where that nerve was being hampered by that muscle in the hip, and he worked that out of there. And just, I thought he was going to cripple me forever the way it hurt, but he knew what he was doing, and it certainly went away in a hurry. My neighbor Tom was, so many of his symptoms were close to what I would, and yet I'd go up, he just lives 3 doors down from me, and I'd go up to see him, and he was sitting there with just a half bottle of wine left, and no gumption to get up and do anything. It hurt to walk, it hurt to stand, it hurt to do everything but sit, and it hurt to sit. But he just was not going to do anything about it. And so that's when I told him, I said, this is what just happened to me. And I said, Tom, I'd recommend that you go see these people and find out what they can do for you. Because I said, you're not going to get any better sitting here drinking a bottle of wine every day. And not worrying about it. It's not going to make it better. So I said, I would certainly recommend, and I gave him your card. I said, here's the phone number, call them and find out what they can do. How is he doing?
Tell you off the video.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, sounds good.
I think the fact that the whole squad that you've got working here was so friendly and encouraging, and it's just a great group of people to be around. And I said, you're very fortunate to have good people to work with. I spent quite a few years in the banking game, and it was no fun to spend until noon putting out fires with 11 women. And I said, boy, the last bank that I was at, I had 5 gals in that bank that all got along together. And I said, that was just a pleasure to be working with other people who, were kind and wanted to be there. So I said, you've got that same kind of feeling that I walked into when I came into this place. Well, you kind of have to know their history a little bit, I think. But certainly, physical therapy to anyone who is not comfortable in their movements and feeling backaches and leg aches and that type of thing certainly can't get hurt by coming here and trying to find out what's going on and how to cure it. I get up every morning now, I do 25 to 35 minutes of exercise, and I'm ready for the rest of the day. Last Saturday I went down, stood on the banks of the Snake River and stumbled around on the rocks for 6 hours trying to catch a fish. Had absolutely no problems. So it's a great thing. Well, I wanted to get over the constant pain in my left foot from the neuropathy, and it's gone. It's been, almost 2 months, and it's gone. Still has not given me a minute's trouble. So.